Hello, welcome. My name is Molly, still, in case you missed it. I am back on this channel to do some design videos. I kind of think I'm gonna keep doing design videos until I get bored of them. This cat is literally going to knock over my camera, but you know, we're rolling with it. So one of my favorite designers on YouTube, his name is Kel Lauren. I'm sure if you watch my video because of design, you've seen her design. Her channel's a lot, I should say, about logo redesign is what she started to do more often. And they're so popular. They're so fun to watch. Today, I thought it'd be fun to combine my Disney life and design life and redesign some, I was gonna say attraction logos, but I kind of was researching and I just want to do logos from Disney. Also, that's my cat. I'm so sorry. So I picked out two logos from Disney World that I'm not a big fan of. I'm sure they were, at their time, were great. They still get the point across. One of them is pretty iconic. The other one, again, during that time was probably great, but I did pick out two to work with. So today I'm going to be doing Space Mountain and I'm going to be Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe in Tomorrowland. It kind of was just a coincidence that I did two Tomorrowland logos, but kind of worked out. Okay, so I am using the same screen recording that I did last time, just because that's all I've got, or all I know about is QuickTime. It was a little weird last time, but I'm hoping that I won't be, sorry, I'm just like messing with stuff. I'm hoping I won't be having to fast forward through much of this. So in case you guys were wondering, my method nowadays for pretty much anything, any design work or anything like that, I use my iPad. I use Procreate on the iPad. This is just like the, it's the newer Pro and the biggest one. So I do have the newer one, the 12.9, I think it is, an Apple Pencil. The Apple Pencil's so much better than the old one. That's like a big reason that I ended up upgrading, because you can charge it just by sticking it to the side here. Yeah. And then I use Procreate. So I did go ahead and sketch out these logos ahead of time. That way I would have some sort of like path of what I'm creating, because I kind of knew what I wanted to do already. So basically what I do with the iPad is I end up sketching on there a lot of times. I have a file for Space Mountain and Cosmic Rays. You can see here on my screen that this is the image I actually had on Procreate. So I was messing around with custom type, and then this is when I kind of figured out that I'm like a mid-century modern type of person. I love me some mid-century modern. And so I decided I was going to, you know, Cosmic Ray, like anything about Tomorrowland and anything about Future World almost is like, obviously it's like kind of funny now, because when they were made, it looked like, oh, this is the future and this is like so out there, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, well, I mean, it's not really the future, obviously. Mid-century modern is that same kind of feel where it's like modern, but it not really. It's very Cabana Bay Resort, if you've ever seen that over at Universal, which is like my favorite resort theming ever. I ended up drawing out my own letters, and then just to test it out over here and see color schemes and stuff like that, I did play around. I am going to take this though, and so of course one of the great things about Illustrator is there's this button called Image Trace. Okay, so now you can see, and actually didn't do too bad of a job. You can see where it took the sketches I had behind it and kind of made it messy, which had I not been lazy, I probably could have exported it better. If you look in the original logo, I just pulled this from Google, so allears.net, thanks. But if you look in the original logo, there is a fork here and a knife and some sort of like mapping of the stars, some sort of cosmos going on. I am going to try to keep true to these color scheme here, this like teal and purple. First, I need to clean this up. Okay, that took me forever. So you can see I was kind of taking the inspiration of like, again, mid-century modern had these like large star-like things that they used in decor and all this different stuff, and it kind of gave me the vibe of Cosmic Rays. And you can see in the original Cosmic Rays logo, there's like a star plus some like, you know, rings that they use for cosmic things. There's 3 different font types, which are a lot, but I am going to use this teal and I'm going to use this purple for sure. I was working with black in Procreate. I think I mentioned this in the last video. I try not to use black But my thing is with logos like this, we may have to. And I also had 2 ideas for this basically. Oh man, y'all, you know what? Sometimes just don't follow my lead. Okay, now it's grouped, so it's not as horrible. Let's just flip that. And then let's give it like, I also hate when it does inner stroke. I know sometimes it's needed and I might have to use it on this one, but for now I'm gonna use outer stroke. Okay, and then the kind of image I had in mind was this like off-center outline stroke. It's something that they used a lot in this sort of design. Okay, well, let me go ahead and make this little star thing. I honestly, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can I make it with this? Buddy, kind of hate that. Okay, I'm just gonna do it how I want to do it, which is merge this all together as one. It is one being here. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna combine both of those to make it easier. I'm gonna throw this to the back. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so what do we feel like? What do we feel? Do we wanna try some perp? I'm just gonna grab that. Okay, obviously these are supposed to be back. Which, if you remember last video, if I were smart, I would have created a new layer, but you know what? We'll do that now. So it's a little busy. Might have to reevaluate this whole outlining idea I had. Usually when I download fonts, it's for a specific Lost Bros design or whatever design I'm working on. So I don't know if I've downloaded anything as of recent that would interest me. So let's do this. Adobe Fonts, if you don't have it, it connects straight to all of your Adobe systems. So like right now I'm using Illustrator. So it makes it way easy to download everything. And I think so I'm just going to end up testing out some of these. I kind of like this font. This is Grandma. Grandma is pretty cool. Let's also grab Blambot. It is cafe with a, oh no, it's just a cafe. There's no A on the end. So we're just gonna say Cosmic Grace Cafe. I hate this font, by the way, this Grandma. It's kind of cutesy for me. Quite a few other ones, and now I'm trying to remember the names. That's also a bad habit I have. So I don't write down the names that I actually, you know, download. So how are they supposed to help me? I don't know. Tecton is one I think I downloaded in it. I hate that. Oh, no, this one. I enjoy that, but I hate the stroke on it. Oh, kind of like that. That's a very, I don't know, cosmic-y, that time frame type of thing. Okay, for now, I'm gonna stick with this one because this is the one I'm liking. I can't even remember which ones I did download. I had thoughts on this too, like what if I did this outline instead, which is horrendous. The heck is this? Where did you come from? Okay. think there's something here that I'm missing that I just not quite vibing with. Okay. So now, hear me out. Now if I ungroup these little beauties. It's kind of fun, but not really what I'm trying to do. So now you can see I have like drastically changed this and I'm feeling much better about what's going on. Still obviously want to incorporate this somehow. So we're gonna try real quick. But you can see that I ended up just adding the little star as a little decoration in the background. So I did end up changing that a bit, and I kind of like that. It's kind of trippy, but like in a good way. The only other thought I had was the color in the background. Did I want to add purple back in somehow? But I have a feeling that I would not like. It looks a little like it's from Rugrats, and not in a way that I hate it, but just like, I don't know about for a sign. I guess I should also say that, yes, I ended up changing the font even though I custom wrote that other one. I do like this. This is just from Adobe Fonts and it's very cool looking and kind of the same vibe. So I went with that. Okay, I'll play around with that one a little bit more and then you'll see the final one. I'll mock it up and put it on the screen now. Okay, now moving on to Space Mountain. If you guys look at my iPad sketch, you can see that I kind of was just sketching. I didn't really have any sort of, I tried to work the mountain into it because there's a lot of places. I think like Paris and Tokyo, their logos have the actual Space Mountain worked into the logo, and that's interesting, but sometimes it's hard for you to like use that logo for other things, and plus you don't really need the mountain in the logo when it's right, the logo's on the mountain, you know what I mean? Anyways, so I decided to scrap the idea and instead kind of took into two different elements of the actual building. So one of them is the little spires that come up. I do like that sort of element to it. It is something that is very Space Mountain-y, as well as the circle of the Space Mountain. It's obvious that that same sort of like galaxy sort of thing. So I played back and forth with that. I'm not totally finished or decided on one of these. This one is going to be pretty reliant on a font, so that's gonna be the first thing we do. I tend to use the same types of fonts over and over. Oh, I like this. That's kind of spacey feeling. I hate when I like look at words. The other day I was looking at pass holder for so long, all I could read was shoulder. Okay, I'm still pretty happy about this one. So let me just... I had it center oriented, but if you use Procreate, you know that it's not necessarily the most intuitive with fonts. I think it just added fonts, to be honest, with one of the updates. So I was just using it as a placeholder for the most part. Alright, so I didn't expect to basically finish the Space Mountain one in the time that my camera was charging. It didn't even charge all the way. So I'm just hoping that it's gonna stay alive for me to finish this. But yeah, this is kind of where I got the Space Mountain logo to. Now Space Mountain obviously is known for its bright green logo, and in case I didn't show it before, this is the logo it is now. They try to give some sort of flavor to that font, but it's not much. So not much happening there. Mine also is not like a super recognizable font, which might be something I work on, who knows. But I did add a shadow of the blue, and then I just ended up making the planets that go around Space Mountain. I kept playing with, I'm sure you guys saw these little spires, so I might continue to play with this to see if I can add this in somehow. It just wasn't vibing exactly how I wanted it to, and maybe that's a font thing too. But yeah, I also tried it center oriented, but that for me was weird. And it might be more appropriate for the attractions since it'll be going in the park, but either way, this is kind of what I'm settled on. Hopefully my head's not blocking it, but that's kind of what I'm settled on right now. I do plan to finish this a little bit more and show you some mocks of it. That way you can picture it if it were printed or like just one black outline, things like that. So yeah, so I'll show you guys the finals on all of that now. Alright, well thank you for anybody who decided to watch this video. These are so fun for me to make, and so I'll probably keep doing them. And if there's certain logos that you think I should redesign, definitely let me know. I'm going to keep a Disney series going, possibly a Universal one. It's interesting though, because a lot of newer logos, I don't see any sense in changing. They have been doing pretty well with them. But if you see any logos that you've just always hated in the park, and you think I should redesign them, definitely drop them down below. Don't forget to follow me. I do have a design Instagram called Designs Molly, but most people know me over on mollybuck, so you can always chat with me there. But yeah, that's basically That's basically everything I have for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!